Hi, dear friends, dear volunteers. Are you ready for more updates? Okay, so here we are. So, when we will start demolishing cities of all types, right? Everyone that's not really close to the beach, how are we going to do that? So, I gave a few ideas already for cold countries, right? And here I'm going to post some more. And also for people that do not live by the beach. And also people that live by the beach but live in houses. So we're not going to have individual houses because that's not sustainable. We're going to have buildings with many families, apartments, small apartments, because we're going to be a lot outside, right? So we don't need very big apartments. That's not sustainable. So right now we have about 8 billion people, right? 8 billion people. But we have also many hidden people, right? Many spies in different places and maybe native tribes that we don't know, we have to figure out. Okay, so our plan is to have 16 billion people, no more, right? We have counties and everyone gonna have 2 or 4 kids and counties for 2 or 4 kids, right? And that's it. Okay, so we need small apartments. So if we make buildings, right? So the new idea now is to have taller buildings. So we can combine, family apartments with elders apartment. That's only 1 bedroom. So and some for 3 and 1, 3 and 1, right? I think that's really sustainable. And in counties or buildings that people can have 4, they can sleep together. We have to learn how to do that. Siblings can sleep together. That's fine. 4 beds, gonna be larger beds, okay? Because with all these genetics, right, we're going to have bigger, much taller people in the future. So, but we're planning for the first few centuries to have longer beds, right? That will be sustainable because we're not going to grow that much, right? And we're going to have a calculation for that. So to demolish, first we have to demolish homes. That's for all countries, homes, because all of them going to be demolished anyways. And focus on people being in hotels, because hotels are the most sustainable place because they have one kitchen for many people, one cafeteria or one restaurant for many people, right? So every family can have 2 bedrooms, right? One for the parents, one for the children, teens, right? And they can already start demolishing, and then they can go to rural areas, start demolishing, cleaning up, and demolish, cleaning up. And families, schools, everyone planting seeds all day long. We need people to plant seeds. And you have to see what type, because everywhere we need to live, right? The forests, the agroforests, right? So we need short trees and very tall trees, not medium height. That's very important. Okay, so here it is with more details for all of you to understand the new ideas now. Okay, dear friends, how you doing? Getting ready? Helping us? Having great ideas? Anything else that we didn't talk? Please write it down, okay? So we're gonna have a very complete international constitution. Okay, so I'm here to say a few words about this new idea of having the countries all around the continent. So I'm going to do fast now, and then we are going to see details at the conference, okay, with all the families present. So in a few words, Argentina gonna go till here, right? Okay, because it's too cold after that and it's not needed anyways. So what we're going to do, all these countries, we're going to have just a few on the coastal area up to 80 kilometers or 60. I think we can do really 60. Let's try 40 or 60 all around here and stop right there. Okay, we can make river or some, no river, just a big a road and space, and people, need to go and trim. All right, at the center of all continents gonna be these woods, right? We're gonna call maybe plantation lands or something like that instead of plantation counties, okay? So at the center, because we don't need to live at the center, we are going to focus on those areas. On places that have too much mountains, we leave it alone, okay? Nobody gonna live there. So we're gonna focus on other locations that is really sustainable. A little mountains, okay, right? It depends where they are, if they can keep going, so the train tracks can go still going all along the coasts. I'm just giving one example. We're going to do the same for all others. You see here? Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So with this idea, that's where we're going to live. All around the coasts only. You see, and no cities in between, because it's not sustainable to have trains and roads and train tracks all over, right? Okay, so we are planning to have 16 billion inhabitants, so we need to make those apartments, right? And that's where they're gonna go. Where they're gonna go. We're going to make proper roads, everything really planned ahead. We're gonna take all these houses, huge houses of rich people, take all out, even plan proper hotels. We can have proper hotels. I think the best is 4 floors, without elevators, because that's one less problem for future centuries and millenniums, because, elevators, one day or another, they break, right? They're not really sustainable. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have all around here, all around on this warm area only, okay? So I think that what will be. So what we're going to do, let me just here give you an example. I'm going to make small apartments as those here, okay? Nothing big, up to 4 floors, that easily, young people can go. And the apartments on the first and second floor can be 3 and 1, 3 and 1. So for the elders to live on the first or second floor, right? That would be a good idea. So all of them gonna good spacing, some a little bit more forward, some a little bit more back, so we not have a straight line, just a little bit, or 2 and 2. Maybe that's another idea. Nothing huge, that's not sustainable. Okay? I think that will be really great. All right? And all beaches will have this line of plant material, right? Small bushes up to 40 centimeters, a lot of grass, and, some palms, right, that fall the front, such as foxtail, right? And things like that, if someone have better ideas, and we are going to be also cleaning the beach. We have the beach teams, a lot of people. It's very healthy, it's positive, and we are going to use synthetic sunblock for these 2 or 4 years. We have them anyways. We have machines that already make them, so we just save them in proper deposit rooms for everyone to help what's needed, because in the future everyone gonna be eating healthy items. Then we have a natural sunblock, right? Even plants that we can use to do that. But for now, we use what we have. 4 years we can use that. Okay, all right, so we're doing really great. So all the cities will be like that. All right, and on the warm, all around the warm coast. So our line is still the same. Our line here, for United States, still the same, because above that's too cold, so it's a little bit down. We don't have any lake there, so it's right here. So Chicago gone, all these other cities here, Wyoming, all these cities gone. Okay, so we have part of Utah, part of California, you see there? part of Kentucky, and part of New York. So basically it's that. All right, everyone, let's get ready, let's get organized. And only big islands can stay if it's sustainable, depending where they are. Such as here, the big ones that we're gonna keep is Cuba, Puerto Rico, just the very big ones. All right, all the small ones make no sense, it's too hard, or not needed. And just in a few words here, because we have a lot to improve over here. So in a few words, we are going to keep the same line from Portugal to Beijing. So it's right here. Okay? So no one gonna be living in the center of Asia. Everyone gonna live by the beach. And also by the beach, we can have some state and national parks as well, because, there's many beautiful areas. We don't need to go too far, thousands of kilometers, or go to other continents, or have small cities that also need train, need buses. So that will be the most sustainable. Okay? All right, everyone. That's the next idea and the most sustainable up to the moment. And we keep you informed. All right? So write it down and everything. Get ready for our international conference. And remember, it's an international holiday. No school, no commercial sites, nothing is open on November 11th. Let's stay home with our families and go to local parks and celebrate. All right, let's get ready. We see you soon. Yeah, the name of the country. So we are going to still have some countries because we need to have a pattern, right? So it's not so many states. So the idea, I think the best would be to have the states still, right? So let's just plan here more or less, right? So let's say this is Asia, okay? So we have one country here, one here, right? Something like that, okay? And how their states gonna be? So maybe every country have 4 states or so, or 8, right? Something like that. Let's get another one, right? 4 states, more or less this way, with avenues. Not as I said before, divided by rivers, but by avenues, just for us to be organized. So, we can have the countries, so if we're doing this way, we can plan to have, I don't know, maybe 44 countries, or with 8 states each, or we can go to a bigger number and have only 4 states each. Let's plan, okay? Because we don't have to decide this right now, because that's another new idea and it's a lot to work about. Okay, plan, organize. So that will be the most sustained. So here's the line. Nobody can live there, right? Okay. So here, for Malaysia, Indonesia, all the very big ones, they can stay. That's fine. Japan, right? They can stay. Okay. Sorry, here's a little more pointy, right? India here. Okay. All right. So let's get organized and let's plan. So people need to move here anyways. We're going to do the cleanup anyways, as we said. So it's 2 days basic cleanup. Then all the families with younger children first going to start already moving. Help. With this new structure here, we're going to need a little more time. So we have the 2 days cleanup anyways, right? But families gonna focus because we have to build a lot of apartments before families keep moving, okay? So let's do things first. First, the 2 days cleanup, right? For us to start studying. We have the 4 weeks training soon after the conference, right? We're gonna have this training for everyone. But with this new plan, there's a lot of work to do. So we might have 4 weeks for the conference, and then 4 weeks work for us to practice, right? And then when we go to Brazil, we're also gonna have 4 weeks training, and then 4 weeks of work. Because then we have a training to focus and 4 weeks work. A class, more of a class and 4 weeks of work. Okay, so this is US and here's Brazil. So let's focus on that, because with this new structure, it's a lot to plan and organize. So we're gonna need more time to start the training. And people can still work in where they're working, and cleaning up and organizing. And people can live in hotels, for example. All these places up here, start already, take off the small cities, the small villages, right? And start bringing people together somewhere. So, for example, here, closer to the border, best as possible, here's a bigger city, or here's another bigger one, right? Let's bring people in, or here, it's room here, or here, or here. Already we're not making new ones. But if they are, those families can start moving. Families with younger children, they can help plant while they're in town. So these 4 weeks here, people are going to plant the most as possible. Fruit trees, right? Other trees, other beneficial trees for the future forest, because now we need fruits, a lot of fruits to put bacteria in the soil, right? But in a snowy area, most like for more colder areas, fruit trees not going to help much. We need regular trees. As soon as all is covered, that's fine. And as soon as we have smaller ones and very tall ones, smaller ones and some very tall. We cannot have between. Pay attention, this is very important, because those, if we have the group of trees in between, those very tall trees never gonna fall. So it's very important for us to pay attention. We need very small and then suddenly very big. We cannot have trees between. For them to have this movement of falling down sometimes, so new ones can come, right? And produce more oxygen. So we need forests to be working themselves, because we're not going to have humans there burning one area, burning another area to be sustainable. So we have to plan ahead really well. So let's start planting fruit trees. Let's start planting trees of all types, okay, while people are waiting. As soon as they have space, they are going where? The closest as possible, right, to where we're going to live one day. So sorry, not here, okay, because here is considered center. We're also going to be cleaning the same as we're going to be cleaning up here. We're going to be cleaning. So families are going to be moving the most as possible and the fastest as possible, with the younger families first already to this area here. Not to the very last, because we're going to put a lot down, okay? So, but every city, in about 40 to 100 kilometers, for any space that's available. If the people have hotel, go to hotel. If people have houses or apartments or big buildings, doesn't matter. As soon as they're the closest as possible to where we will live one day. All right, so here, okay? All right, so we can clean the center of continents the soon as possible, and also in the cold area going towards the equator, as already was said before. So we have 2 teams. One team on a very cold areas, right, working from the poles to the equator, right, cleaning up already, as we already said, okay? And for everyone, so let's just make Africa here very quick, right? For everyone else, from the continent out, okay? And live here and there, just a very few cities, or maybe we leave the villages with the team workers. So everyone need a good plan. Universe is gonna plan, and everyone gonna plan, and the best plan gonna be in place, okay? So that can work. So for example, everyone gonna stay on this city and this city, for example, right? And then one more far away here and one more far away over here. All right, so for you to have an idea. And here, the same way, we can get 4 different ones. Oh, sorry, something. Okay, and why? Because we need teams, planting, right? And doing everything we already said, starting from what? From water wells, taking water from lakes, from rivers, right? From water source of any type. But the family is going to start living. And the team is going to continue demolishing, leaving. Some families leaving, keep demolishing, planting. Okay? All right? So everyone that has a condition, has an empty apartment to rent, go ahead, already go. Okay? Or can stay in a hotel, because everything gonna be free anyways. That's the only way we can survive, my friends. Everything at the organization launching, everything gonna be free. You know, people have to apply. So if you have money, get your money. Buy food, send to people, or where you're gonna go, you know, send to people in need, right? If you have money. Purchase grains, things that they need, make donations, purchase buildings, big buildings, right? Because money after November 11th, you're not going to zero down anyways, right? Okay, so we just make this plan. All right, so, and we need people to sign up. All these families that stay for the very last to complete demolitions and to do the last plantings will be 14 years old and older. Families with older teenagers, okay? But until demolition start, families of all ages can stay and help, plant, start planting. Okay, they can start demolition as well, as soon as not close to the kids, okay, and some families start leaving. Families leave and keep going, cleaning up. And in the meantime, then we have this beach team. The beach team gonna see which ones stay, which ones take out, which ones stay, which ones take out. Okay? And every new building gonna have 4 floors, because we need 4 floors. All right? I don't think make big buildings will be sustainable. Let's think about that. If it's really worth it, you know, it's okay, because we're gonna have trains coming on this area. Instead of trains going all over continents and buses and roads, they're gonna stay here in the coast. So maybe it's worth it for us to make buildings of 20 floors, not taller, because that's not needed, right? But let's say up to 20 floor, maybe, right? And then we're going to have every continent, you know, can have 2 or 4 companies that make pieces to fix elevators. Yeah, maybe that will be sustainable. So let's start organizing. So if you're an expert in any of these areas that I said, for planting, for demolition, for receiving people, right? You can receive most as possible. And we also need this beach team. See what stays, what will demolish, what stays, what will be demolished, building by building. So get your state, if you're an expert, your country, and get organized. So India, right? Start with big countries. Look, China, the countries that will stay on, because the top ones are not going to stay on anyway. So if we go see over here, right? The countries that will stay, please start working, organizing. All right? For us to be really good, sustainable, and positive. All right. Very good. So let's get ready, and we'll see you soon. Okay, so here it is. That's the best idea up to the moment. If you have a bad idea, please write it down and send us to our conference, right? Because at the conference, we're going to improve everything, right? And have our handbooks ready because it's a lot. So people can send their updates during the conference, right? The main thing is for people to come to the conference, and we see you soon. It will be a gift to have your participation. All right, thank you. Please subscribe right now and share every day. Make a commitment to work 1 or 2 hours for the organization, or if you're already retired or have a business that works by itself, please commit the whole day. 8, 10 hours, 12, 14 hours, how many hours you can do. Please, we need your help, okay? The main thing now is to share our work with all Waldorf schools. Our focus is to have Waldorf families, one from each country, okay? Because we need families that are positive, that are sustained. That's why we're inviting Waldorf families. But if you know any other that's really good, give the information. We are going to evaluate the first 4 families of each country. We are ready, so hurry up. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon at our International Conference Launching Day, November 11th, 2022. Thank you. Okay, so now you see this line here is 10 kilometers, okay? 6 miles, all right, 10 kilometers. Okay, so we have to evaluate if we are keeping an intercoastal or not. Why? Because we have pros and cons with that idea, right? So, for example, if sharks are still around or things like that, right, that will help. And but also, this water here is not that clean as this one. The other thing is that people will need to cross this huge bridge or even 2 bridges, right, in some places. So if you, here's just, I'm showing you examples because we're not going to decide anything right now. We're going to decide afterwards at the conference. Okay, but we need experts to already give idea. We have 20 years to improve everything, right? 10 for sure. Okay, so if you see over here, some places are clearer and some are more tight. So we can leave everything natural. Yes, we can do that as well, such as preserve and no one lives there. So everyone gonna live on this area. We can do that. Or we can leave people living there and here up to 8 or 10 kilometers, okay? So those are the details, no more than 10, because before I said 60 or 100 is not sustainable. We can fit everyone. If we have smaller apartments, right, around all continents, for sure we can. And any preserve, places that have preserves like here, we just take it out all along the coast, take the preserves out, and have the centers of the continents most sustainable as possible, okay? All right, so the intercoastal is still evaluating because of all these pros and cons, right? So if we have people living there, and in apartments, that would be okay or not, or everyone at the real land, okay? So this we have to see. And also, how would be the measure for the grass and some small low bushes, right, with some palm trees, because we need some, right? Not medium bushes. We can't have that. We only can have grass, right, ocean grass. We can have ocean very short bushes, not the ones we trim, but the ones that naturally are short. That's okay. I think up to 40 centimeters or so, right? Because it's going to be clean, everything going to be clean, but cannot cover the view. And some tall palm trees, right? I think we need that, okay? So people can have some natural shade here and there, and also for the environment. And maybe some other trees that would, help to keep all this environment together. So let's evaluate that. Okay, so people will live until this line, let's say, right, whichever we decide. So here's 10 kilometers, right? For sure we can do less than that, because here's a little messy. You see, water comes here and here and here. It's not so easy to see. But let me calculate. If it's here, we have 4, right? The scale of 4 centimeters here. So let's bring over here. So if we take intercostal out, we're gonna be till here. You see the turnpike, that's too far away. So probably our main avenue here, let me see over here. Yeah, will be about 4 kilometers from the beach. Yeah, not even 10, probably 4, okay? So let's think about those ideas and see how we can improve. We're going to talk about the conference, about all these details with facts, what we can do, the numbers, and how tall the building is going to be for us to have the least machines in all continents, right? Because, for example, if we have elevators, right, machines for elevators, because somehow we're going to need one day machines to make a few things, right, a very few things. That's okay, but it's not going to be billions of machines for trillions, quadrillion things for each area, right? Okay, so basically it's that, all right? So, but we can have, if we keep the intercoastal for protection, we can keep with houses, or we can keep with natural woods. I think we can keep with apartments because already built anyways, right? Okay. The only thing is that we can make more bridges, because instead of being so far, so people can go to the beach and come back. So every 4 kilometers or so, I think would be sustainable to have a bridge, right? For the water to come in and out and be clean, but also for people to go to the real beach if they want, right? I think that would be really good. And keep the intercoastals, places that already have them, right, for protection, okay, because that will be safe. But we cannot have too close as here, because then the wave is going to be very short, and we don't want that. We need clean water. So we have to make more openings on the land, okay? All right, everyone, we're doing really great, and get ready. We'll see you soon. Okay, so we are going to have all constructions in up to 4 kilometers from the beach. I think that's sustainable. I think we can really do it, okay? If we have intercoastal, that doesn't count, all right? But from the real land, okay? 4 kilometers from the real land. I think that's really good. Okay, and for the intercoastal we decide afterwards, but let's plan that 4 kilometers. That's easy to walk, that's easy to have trains, and one main avenue, only one instead of 2. As I said before, we're gonna have one main avenue along the coast all the way, okay? So we need to check the ones we already have, see which one's going to stay, which one's going to take out to remodel entirely anyways, right? So when we remodel those roads and those rail tracks to be really sustainable, okay? And we're going to have stations, right, every few, because nobody's in hurry. So we can have few stations. Every county needs a station for their distribution center, right, and also for passengers. So it will be the same station or a separate one, that's fine. Sorry, not 2 separate ones because make no sense. Will be 1 station per county. And while the passengers get in and out, they also take the things, because right now we're gonna need food, right? It's still coming from other place, but soon gonna be just passengers mostly, right? Okay, so it's 1 station per county. That's really sustainable. And this same train will be the one bringing people everywhere. So we don't have all these buses going all over, right? Because buses are really not sustainable. Trains are more sustainable, okay? Because buses, they need those tires and everything else. Train, it's a structure of a train. It's much more durable, All right? Okay, so we're not going to have in the future, but we still can use buses now for many needs. But in the future, right, after 20 years, so that's our plan. In 20 years, everything need to get really ready, really organized, everything all over. And we're gonna already have only the international permanent version of our international constitution. No adjustments anymore of any type. I think that's really great. Okay? So, but for now, we're going to have many adjustments. But the main thing is for us to start right. So we are going to start in a center, many teams for different things, in a center of continents, and already we'll be cleaning up, sending families with younger children to the coast, okay? I think that's really great. I think that's the answer. All right? And then after that, and from the poles also teams going straight towards the equator. That's also sustainable. Okay? So we're going to have these two types of teams. All right? So, and start from the center of continents, planting. So everybody, before they leave, they plant. Places that can already put things in the ground, people are gonna do that before they move. That's very important, okay? And younger families first, and getting ready, getting organized, right? Putting down houses the most as possible, cleaning up rural areas and getting the tractors, prepare the land, aerate the land, right? Prepare the soil. With whom? With anything we have. We have a lot of animals, right? We cannot eat them all. We have hay, we have woods to put down, right? So we can plant these layers, because like some places, they have a lot of trees that are going to be taken out anyways. We just have to remember we need very small trees and a few very tall. We cannot have things in between, okay? All right, very good. Let's get going. So let's start organizing our teams, registering our families, and work for this beautiful organization that's for all of us, for us to work together, for us to get united with great ideas, because there are many people that are very smart in their area, on their professionalism, right, professional area. So we just have to get everyone united, and hopefully gonna have the best minds ever at our conference here in Florida. Now it's confirmed our conference will be here in Florida. We're not getting out. We're gonna stay 8 weeks here, or even 4 months, right? Hopefully, yeah, we're gonna stay 4 months here, because with this new idea we need to do more work before we leave, right? So we can really help and work together and see how things are getting organized, okay? All right, and already adopt our children teams and move into smaller, get families united, so more apartments will be available for more families to move from where? From inside the country, right? Or from other areas they're coming. Already, the way we said, different races, different races. That's the only word we are using for now. Okay? All right, everyone. Let's get ready. Let's get organized, and it will be a real gift. Okay? We see you soon. Remember, no school open on the 11th. No commercial side. No one gets out. We're just going to celebrate, and we can walk. We can go to parks. We can celebrate at our own communities, and let's have fun, right? So the schedule is coming up soon. I have some schedule to post because we are so busy. Andrew and I, we're really busy doing so much. I have a lot to do. Okay? All right, dear friends, let's celebrate and get organized. Get your white peace flags. Ready? To sing and dance, plant, and work united. We see you soon!